Okay, so now we're back here, and one thing you can notice when we're locating with this position, it's going quite a bit far distance. One thing we can do, we can drop down elevation and work on smaller scale. So for example, when we're done with this, you can actually go to the camera, and if you want it, we can decrease this by about half. But when we start doing everything by the scale, we need to remember we reduce scale to half of that. And again, it's maybe help us a little bit more to work together, so we don't need drag and create it. But if you want to be on realistic scales and with all other stuff, this is way how we can do. So for this tutorial, let's just keeping up to real scale, and we'll see what's happening. Okay, so we'll do create mountain. It's increasing, and you can see right here when we start positioning location of those mountains. So actually maybe we should slightly decrease them, so at least we have it covered right here. Now let's do this one. Let's and for this tutorial we'll just drop down to half, 121. Okay, one thing we may want a little bit of our terrain, so we're matching a little bit better here. Okay, and because we drop down, we don't need it. Our scales must be a little bit smaller, and we don't need to worry too much about drag out of our clipping area. Okay, so let's position one mountains here. Okay, let's create another one. I want to have it mountain to cover, but I don't want them cover all the way, so we have it some nice view on the sky. Hold Alt button, and we'll just create one more and stretch, so we'll have it right here. Okay, let's go to screen 640, preview our image. We still have it right here, line of the horizon kind of scenery. We can remove this line by deleting ground or hide ground from rendering, so it will give it us a little bit interesting look. Or we can use and just put it another mountain on the back right here. So here we're kind of hiding our clipping area with the mountains. Okay, now let's go build something right in the middle, and again we'll do create some mountains. We can just move them right here. Pick another mountains. Maybe like here we're kind of recreating our valley. Let's drop this one. And let's create one on the middle. As we kind of have it. I probably will add a little bit more mountains here, and on the middle we can create some very interesting looking terrain. Let's add a few mountains on this area. Here's when you can spend a lot of time but creating scenery and terrain you wanted. The one thing I forgot to do, and it's actually not late, we can also because we're using high definition image we want to do widescreen. So let's go right here and switch to television widescreen. Click OK. That will change just slightly, so we can maybe readjust our position again. Okay, let's look. Yeah, let's give it us a little bit better look on this way. Next, I kind of like how the terrain looks, so I will go applying some terrain materials now, and maybe just put it one mountain on the middle and put it castle somewhere right here. Again, we build one scale. If you want to build up to scale, you can have it one size, or we can build just this size, it's all, and just build mountains around. So right here, let's put it castle. Okay, and I'll just use our merge setup castle from our collection. Okay, we'll just go right here. So we'll just place it right about here, and let's go to do some of the forest. So this will be our far away mountains. One thing what I recommend when you work, always remember save your project just in case you don't know. Okay, so select those far away, and let's see, we can use several already predefined kind of materials, or we can build our own from scratch. So let's do this way. Let's select one material, click OK. Now let's go to open and edit. We'll select the mix material. Let's enable highlights, includes, so we can preview location. Now I want to go a little bit, see the red, and red will be our green. Okay, and so let's swap them right now. Okay, so red, it's our gray mountains, it will be on the top, and the green ones we'll just go ahead and replace with a grass vegetation. Next, what I want to do also, I don't want to just have a sharp line, so we'll go edit function. We'll just add a noise, actual fractal to this, increase this way. What it actually does, it gives us very nice edge kind of looking, and we'll smooth out as well, blending together. Let's click OK. So you can see how we have gray mountains and a nice green like foliage around, it's far away. Let's go apply to these mountains on the side view. And one thing, we can group them together, take terrain we created. Let's call this backdrop. Okay, also sometimes when I create, I like to hide them. The reason why it's will on your screen you won't be visible, and it's make a little bit faster work for your application. Okay, next let's go select side terrain. So this is both one. We'll go ahead and let's select maybe a grass one. Let's see how they will look. They're supposed to be a little bit lower altitude kind of, so they have it some cover. Okay, let's look actually fine. And you know what, let's do grass on these ones as well. Okay, now let's put it trees, and what we're going to do is select our first the middle one. Let's go open, we'll click add ecosystem, add plant. Let's go to the trees. Okay, and let's select maybe cherry tree, plant, maybe add fir tree. You can mix together different trees. I'll just add those ones for now. Okay, if we click populate and a preview, we notice it's decay. They will be applied here, but we have a little bit problem around because the way is material how decaying going. Let's do a couple of things. Let's go increase our density, decrease influence. We may even want to remove it, but for the best picture we probably want to use our paint and paint where we want it. Also scaling, we'll just leave it as is. Let's see how many we have right now. It's already look nice. You know what, let's do this way. Let's decrease decay, shrink. Let's go with variable scalings. And one thing what you can do, you can just even take one that already created, doesn't matter anyone. It will just create nice different sizing, and same with density. You can go ahead, create new, or you know what, let's edit one, create fractal. So create a bit nicer looking. Okay. We preview. We have it here, our valley with the trees full of it. Now we want to apply trees like on the bottom of this mountains around. This is maybe a little bit too much of trees, so let's go edit and make this way. So I still don't have it, don't see kind of more spreading, so maybe you can go right here, click. One thing white is we're populating. What I want to do, I want inverse. So let's click opposite, on this case only on white spaces, or else we'll be populating. Still have it a little bit too much, let's decrease density. Okay, now we can see some between this. Okay, that is look a bit nicer, and you know what? Let's maybe remove this one. So we'll have just simple material. Let's look nicer. Okay, let's go to our other terrains. So we have it select our side one terrains. Let me be sure I just select right ones. There you go. And we'll just move them to new layer, call it side. Let's help us a little bit identify them. Let's go open this one, add ecosystem. Okay, let's go to add plants. And we can same things. If you want, you can add the same plants. Okay, we can populate. One thing I want to do right now in environment, I just want, don't go on the top very much. So the populating will be a little bit from bottom. Except right here we're a little bit missing, and it's the reason again we have a same problem with the decay. So let's disable that one. Enable here. Well, this is already look very interesting, and again we can play more and more. We can add the river going by the castle and populate by the river, or add the road going from the castle. but to don't create too long on this tutorial, this is principle how we can add additional elements. And if you want to see how to add river or a road, please watch our other tutorials when we kind of showing how to do this. Okay, so let's done with this. Okay, and on this I want kind of stop for this part here, and then next we'll look how to work with atmospheres.